Hi, everybody. It's Wanda Baader here from Strategize Your Success, and welcome to our fourth episode of Market Appeal. We are so excited to be here with you. As I mentioned, I'm with Strategize Your Success, and we specialize in online marketing. We're a full-service agency, so we do everything from the soup to the nuts that you need in order to get online. And my co-host is Robin Taney. And Robin, go ahead and tell them a little bit about your business and who you are.
Hey everyone, I am Robin Taney. I'm the Get Real girl from Studio 4 PR, and I work with entrepreneurs and small business owners to help create strategies that are realistic, engaging, authentic, and designed for long-lasting results. In other words, they're real.
And together we have a lot of experience with working online with, Robin, especially with PR. That's a big specialty of hers. So if you need help in that area, she is the go-to person. And we both love content and helping people with creating content online. And I will tell you, our passion is with this show is to actually help people to understand what's going on, especially with social media, because it's always evolving, it's always changing. And like I said, this is our fourth installment, and I will tell you, there's never not enough stuff to tell you. We just run out of time because we try not to keep the show too long. So I am actually broadcasting from Tucson, Arizona, where the weather is a lot different than where Robin is. Robin, you're televising from?
I am in a little town outside of Rochester, New York. And there's a joke that Rochester is the icebox of the Northeast. And we are demonstrating that today with nonstop snow. We actually had we were really spoiled, and we had a long stretch of very little snow, some really nice days. For us, like 50 degrees is a heat wave. So we were just spoiled, and then this morning we wake up and it's all white again, and it's very cool.
Well, I won't complain. We've been getting rain, and it's actually been chilly here, but our chilly's a lot different from yours. It's been in the like upper 50s, lower 60s, which is really cold.
Yeah, I would love that.
Well,
we love living.
I was going to say, we definitely come from two different climates, but it's all what you're used to, I guess. You know, it's like when I lived back east, I got used to the cold weather, but I don't know. It would take some time for me to get back into it now.
I know. Although we do say that we feel blessed because this is really the only part of the country that does not have any kind of natural disasters. So we don't have earthquakes and wildfires and tornadoes. So we figure that if we have to endure a little bit of snow and ice, then we're okay with that.
Well, I guess we better get into our show. And today I'm going to start up the conversation a little bit. Last week, I told you that Google Plus was actually going to be adding back events to the application online. And it is back on the dashboard. I checked it today. They said they were going to release it on the 24th. So it's just like it used to be. The events tab is now available to you. But keep in mind, Google Hangouts has changed a little bit. You can still do a regular Google Hangouts, but if you want to do it live and do a Google Hangouts on air, you need to do that through YouTube. So still going to be living over there. So just keep that in mind if you thinking about doing Google Hangouts. And
question.
Yeah.
So does this mean that Google Hangouts is not going away?
Right now, it's not going away. And, you know, it's like we do have live streaming via YouTube, but it's a lot different. You have to use a third-party application in order to go live, and it's a little bit more intimidating, I guess, for the average user to do. Once you get everything set up, it's pretty easy, but it's that initial setup and getting things ready to go. I remember the first time I did it, I was actually broadcasting live and I didn't realize it because it's just totally looks different. It has a different functionality, but Google Hangouts is still there and you can still do it.
So I bet you learned your lesson on that one.
Yeah. So it's, I was going to say, so it's like, that kind of leads me into talking about live streaming. And I know that, Facebook Live has been a really big hot topic. We're on Facebook Live right now, and there's a lot of activity going on there, and there are a lot of predictions as to where it's going in 2017. And Robin, that leads me to what you have to share.
Yeah, well, I have a couple of predictions. There's a number of experts who have offered up their marketing predictions with regards to Facebook for 2017, and one of them is going to be that Facebook Live is going to start embracing third-party tools that can help you improve the quality of your shows, integrate marketing functionality such as calls to action, and allow better community engagement. Mm-hmm. This also works along with something that you talked about a couple of weeks ago, where Facebook has announced the monetization of live video, and that is coming soon. And that means that ads will be integrated into live video just as they are on YouTube. And that'll give marketers an additional opportunity to monetize their revenue streams. But overall, the idea of the advanced third-party tools is going to allow marketers and small business owners to use their own branding, including watermarks and lower third graphics. They will be able to interview guests and share their screens. They will be able to produce webinars and how-to videos. They will be able to broadcast live events with higher quality audio. And they will be able to use emerging technologies such as Facebook Live 360 and Facebook Live audio. So all of that, I think, is really exciting and is paving the way for a lot more using Facebook Live in a lot more ways.
Yeah, that's going to be great because this is a third-party app that we're broadcasting from. It's still in beta. It's called Be Live TV. But, it's like everything has some things that you have to work around. And we've had our challenges as well, right, Robin?
Yeah.
But, it's like I would love to see us be able to use Facebook Live, sort of like we've been able to use Google Hangouts on air, where we can bring people on, and have people engage with us live, sort of like the Blab IM used to be. Yep. And I'm just really looking forward to all the fun things that are going to be starting to come out, and we'll be sharing those with you as well. And we realize that not everyone can join us live because Robin and I have different time zones. There's always a challenge there. Right now, it's like even Pacific Standard Time is like an hour behind me. And it will be even more of a challenge when we get into the 3-hour difference that we'll have in the future, Robin. So we're trying to find a great time to actually broadcast out to our audience. But the great thing is that there will be a recording of this for you to catch up on anytime that you like here at on the Facebook page. So That leads me to my story. It's another Facebook update, and I'm sure that anybody who uses Messenger has noticed that they just flipped the switch over this weekend. Matter of fact, I sent a message to Robin. Have you seen the new Messenger? It's kind of a little sleeker, a little bit more refined. What's your opinion on it, Robin? What do you think? Do you like it?
Well, I was going to ask you, have they rolled this out across the board? I don't think I have it.
Really?
Yeah. I'm jealous.
Well, I guess they are rolling it out. It's like I was under the assumption that everybody was going to have it. So, just all at the same time. So I guess maybe not. Well, if you haven't gotten it, look forward to getting it because, it is a little cleaner, more refined, and Messenger is growing up, baby. That's all I can say, because we've got, predictions out there as well that it's going to be have a lot of capabilities that Snapchat has. So if you're a Snapchat fan, there will be some likeness, and I know that Mark Zuckerberg likes the Snapchat. So you never know what's going to be incorporated, but the predictions are, and let me look here, and I've got is that there's going to be like video stories that you can share to individuals as well as to groups in the future. And as they continue to evolve, they're thinking that broadcasting, like you had said before, from our desktop with maybe not using a third-party app will be available to us. Being able to trim and finish, refine those videos will be also another thing. And that to me sounds a lot like YouTube. What do you think, Robin?
I agree. I think so too. And I also think that that one of the things that it seems like they're going more towards embracing businesses on Facebook, whereas if you remember a couple of years ago, they were very focused on making individual connections, and they really were not reaching out to businesses. And now with the Messenger capability, they're really encouraging businesses to engage with their customers via Messenger. And I've actually noticed that a lot of times if a business page does not have the capability where you can actually post something on their wall, and it'll either go to that, where it's like post to post, and it's sort of like gives the option where they can see it and it's more hidden, so that especially if people are complaining or saying something negative, that it doesn't pop right up at the top of the wall. But I've also noticed that there's some businesses that don't have that feature at all, but they do have the Messenger feature. And I've actually used it with a couple of businesses, and they're very responsive and I've not had any issues as far as them, not being right there in terms of, wanting to interact. So I think it'll be interesting to see what comes out of it and where they're going to take kind of the whole idea of Facebook and businesses being able to work together more completely.
Yeah. And if you want to embrace using Facebook Live in your business and you want to just start dabbling your toes in it, I'm going to share a link with you. And I just sent it over. It should show up there. And there is an ebook that I have. I also teach on Facebook Live and how to utilize it for your business. But the thing is that there's pros and cons. Some people are doing things on their personal page as business. And you have to decide, do you want to do it that way or do you want to do it on your page? And again, you're trying to brand your business, and people who follow you personally aren't necessarily people who are looking to hire you. While on pages, the people that are there know that that's a business and what you do. So just kind of keep that in mind if you're doing Facebook Live. Yeah, it's really easy to get on, especially from your personal profile, but is it the right way to promote yourself and your business? That's,
Right.
those are the things that I address too in the ebook, as well as the classes that I teach. What's your feelings on it, Robin?
Awesome. So definitely take her up on her offer, because she is a master at all things social media. And I'm not just saying
that. Well, what else do you have to share, Robin? Do you have another tidbit for us this week?
Yeah, I actually have. I have a couple other things. One is another prediction, which I think is actually kind of exciting, and I'll be interested to hear what you think about this, Wanda. And that is the prediction that Facebook is going to launch its own cable TV network, which I just think has so many possibilities. So the reason that this prediction is being made is because Facebook has almost maxed out its capabilities with its news feed as it is now. And they're going to need to diversify into new media if they want to stay relevant. And this is much like what Google has been doing in recent years. They've already indicated that it will be introducing original programming on Facebook Live. And all of this is a setup for a much bigger media play. So I kind of thought YouTube was going to be more of the video show type thing. But I don't know. What do you think? What do you think of that? I mean, would you watch it if there was if they bought a cable TV network?
Well, I think that if they did, they probably are going to put the big guns in there. They're not going to put, the little Joes, Joanne's business on there. That's going to be the big players that have the big bucks to probably, I guess, invest in that type of thing. But I saw something else interesting recently that mentioned that they feel that Facebook Live might be coming to TV in a different format, which would be, like how you have Netflix and Roku, and I don't know if I'm saying that right. You have those options now with the new TVs that are out to, get the live streaming for the movies and the TV series and stuff like that. It might be coming in that kind of format too.
Wow. Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, so it's like, that will give people the capability of seeing Facebook Lives. I don't know if it will be all Facebook Lives, but maybe seeing Facebook Lives from, some of the bigger providers of doing them on a different, a different way of viewing.
Yeah.
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 So I don't know. I know I also read recently that that a lot of they had contracted with, like the BuzzFeeds and people like that to be doing Facebook Lives on Facebook to kind of build the momentum for people to incorporate that into their marketing. But from what I understand, a lot of them aren't re-upping.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, so maybe that opens opportunities for some other, name brands to get in there. But I can't imagine, I'm sure there will be some that will be staying in, some will be getting out, but then maybe some new ones will be coming in.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what shape that takes.
Yeah, definitely. So,
okay, so I have one more. Do you want me to do mine, or do you have another?
Well, it's like you go ahead and do yours, and then I'll end mine. Okay. I'll end with mine.
Okay. So the other thing that Facebook is doing is they are giving page admins, the option to receive custom reminders to update their pages. And I think this is this is kind of awesome because, we get so focused on what we're doing, and then we forget that, oh my God, it's been like 3 years since I changed the picture on my page. And it's kind of like, maybe that would make a difference in terms of my visibility if I, changed it up. So, they're giving the option, if you go in where you can find it is if you go, if you're the admin of the page and it gives you the settings option, open up the settings and then go to, on the list on the left-hand side, one of the options is reminders. And there you can actually have it remind you of holidays if you want to be reminded of holidays, so that if you do certain page promotions for a specific holiday, and it can remind you when to change them, and you can pick the day of the week, the time, if you want, especially if you change your page on a regular basis. You can actually schedule it so that if you have somebody else who's the admin for your page, they can do it. So I think it's a great way to kind of just keep things fresh and moving, and being able to, just kind of give new life to what your page, the information that you're sharing.
Well, is that a prediction that it's going to happen, or is that a reality?
It's already there.
What's that?
It's already there. I checked on mine and it's there.
Oh, cool. I'm going to have to go play with that then.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. And I thought it's a great idea for, especially if you're doing if you're in retail and you're doing a Valentine's Day promotion, but you want to make sure that it's time sensitive. So you want to be reminded on February 15th to take it down. Then you won't forget. It'll automatically give you that notification. So it'll be really fun. I think it'll be really fun to kind of play around with it and see if that helps people just change things up without having to work too hard at trying to figure out how long ago did I do something.
Well, we have these to-do lists every day, and that definitely will help juggle, the memory. Oh, yeah. It's it's like, sometimes I think it's Friday and it's still Wednesday,
Yeah, I know.
Well,
what do you have?
My last tidbit is about Messenger again. And what I see happening, and because I personally have done this myself, and this is a prediction that it's going to be utilized even more, is that people are going to use Facebook Messenger to help with their customer service in their business. Because if they dare to, because, one, it does require somebody to be paying attention when people do try to connect with you. But on the other hand, it could be very inexpensive to approach, customer service that way by just doing it through Facebook. Especially for the small business owner, like you and I, Robin, it's just like we carry our mobile phones with us. And if somebody's trying to connect with us, they can connect through Messenger. And if you, I don't know if everybody knows it, but you can set up an auto reply in Messenger to let people know, because of course, we're not working 24/7, nor do we want to work 24/7 in our businesses, but we do want to acknowledge people when they reach out to us that, we would be glad to get back to them. And, it might take 24 hours, 12 hours, whatever your response time normally would be. So I think that is a good way to embrace Facebook Messenger, and also be able to address anybody's concerns, because, it's like I think we both have this on our websites, Robin, is, you have a contact form, and contact forms are great, but Messenger, I think, could be even better.
I agree. My question is, do you think that because we know how that when you're not satisfied with customer service, you tell all of your friends. When you get great customer service, you may not tell anybody.
Right.
So Messenger kind of takes away, in a good way, it takes away the the opportunity to bash a business. But if somebody is really mad, they may want everybody to know. So how do you think it's going to work in terms of making it appealing for people to use Messenger versus just announcing it on their newsfeed?
Well, I'll give you an example of how I've actually used this for my own business. If live examples sometimes help people to envision maybe different ways that they can utilize something. So for me, let's say that I have an event that I'm doing as a webinar. And so people have subscribed to the event, but maybe they're having issues. Maybe they didn't get a confirmation or something like that. So they have an option. One would be they can go to my website and fill out a contact form where I usually provide them anyway when somebody has registered as a thank you. And if you're having issues, if you haven't gotten your email, please reach out to us. We'll be glad to get you squared away. But you can also say, contact us through our Facebook page and, reach out to us there. So you can offer them the link that leads them right into your Messenger, and they can message you through Facebook. So, it just depends on how well you've set up all the things in your business. No matter how somebody's reaching out to me, I'm going to get notified and know about it, or a support staff person would, because you get notifications, right? You get either email notifications or you get Messenger notifications. But with Messenger, and if you're big on keeping your cell phone around you, it's going to ping you. You're going to get that instant ping where and I don't like being attached to my email. I only check it a couple of times a day. I'm not necessarily going to see it as quickly.
Right.
So a person's going to get served either way, but it just depends on how impatient maybe somebody is. Are they they're probably going to get a quicker response on Facebook Messenger. But then again, if it's after hours, it might not matter.
Right. So, and it really points to the importance of the businesses taking it upon themselves to include those tools that will make it as easy as possible for a customer to reach out to you. Because I think that when it comes to someone being frustrated, their intent is to bash the business publicly. I think it's really just that they don't have any other way, or they don't see any other way to reach them. So it's kind of like if a business hasn't updated its website or doesn't seem to have any of the latest technology, and there's no contact information or no way to really feel like somebody is paying attention to you. That's where I think that we run into problems. So I think it'll be good. I'm excited to see what shape it takes.
Yeah, good points, Robin. Matter of fact, when we build websites for our clients, one of the things that we incorporate into their contact form is letting people know what to expect. So if you just have a contact form there and you haven't put any wording there to say, we're open from, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. If you're having an issue over the weekend, please bear with us. We may not get back to you until Monday, because in the reality, it's like most businesses don't have emergencies. It's like, if you're a an electrician or a plumber or something, yeah, granted, that's a whole different animal. But if you're, in online marketing, or you're a coach, a consultant, or, there's generally not going to be that emergency factor. Or if you have an online store, you might want to have somebody watching out for things coming in over the weekend. So it's like you have to really weigh what your quality of life, in your business, how you're setting your parameters. But you're also needing to educate your customer as to what those parameters are, because they can't guess.
That's right.
They can't guess it if they don't hear from you in 24 hours because maybe they reached out to you and they're in a different country or something like that. And it is, midnight by you, but it might be, morning by them. You have to let them know where you are in the world, what your hours of operation are, and how you usually go about getting back to them, so that they don't feel slighted and that they do feel that somebody will eventually get back to them. Because I know in a lot of the stuff that I purchase online, a lot of the times it will send an auto reply saying that, someone will get back to you within 24 hours. And I think that's purely acceptable for most businesses, but maybe not for others. You have to decide.
Yeah, and you can't expect customers to be mind readers.
Right. Absolutely. All right. Well, it looks like that we've gone a little bit over time. We try to keep the show to about 30 minutes. There aren't any questions coming in, but Robin and I always invite you to ask questions or let us know what topics that you would like us to cover for future shows. But we will generally always have the highlight reel of what's hot and going on in social media, so that you can stay in the loop. And it keeps you from having to do a lot of reading and researching. We'll just bring it to you here every week. We still haven't decided what an ideal time is for our audience. We're trying to see how that works out for everybody. But we will be here weekly. And we will be offering a replay for the show. So thank you for tuning in. Robin and I appreciate you. Robin, thank you so much for being a great co-host. And we will see you next week.
Okay. Bye.